Welcome to Leo season, everybody. There's been a ton of energy changes over the past week, and I know you're feeling a lot differently today than you were last week. And it's not a bad thing to feel a little bit more charged and ready to go. This is the week to start shifting your energy, because after this week, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do so. I'll explain why in just a minute. Hey Astro Babes, this is Ashley of More Than Your Sun Astrology, and welcome to As Above, So Below for the week of July 22nd through July 28th. In this video, I'll bring light to what the planets are doing up above and how you can expect to see those themes show up for you in your life. At the end, I'll pull one card for additional guidance and clarity. Before we start, please take a moment to subscribe so that you can be notified when I post and be prepared of what to expect for the week ahead. So as I said, this week brings a lot of energy shifts. You might feel like there's being a fire lit under your butt. The thing to know is that the shifts you feel are going to impact us throughout most of August, not just this week. So keep that in mind and feel free to refer back to this episode later on in the month. Monday the 22nd, the sun shifted out of the waters of Cancer and into the fire sign of Leo. The shift from water to fire is pretty distinct. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, are more internal and receptive. So Cancer season was about reflecting on different aspects of your life. You thought a lot and contemplated different moves you wanted to make in your life. Fire signs are opposite. Fire energy is more loud and in your face. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries are the fire signs. Leo energy is boastful and can be dramatic. At its best, it's bold and courageous and deeply generous. So Leo season is going to be about taking whatever came up to your awareness during Cancer season and acting on it, because fire energy drives us and motivates us and encourages us to do shit. I have a son that's a Leo and my husband's a Pisces, so we've got that fire and water dynamic. In my husband's free time, he likes to chill, watch TV, he'll find projects to do around the house and dedicate himself to working on something, but he's kind of a homebody. And my fire child, Leo, is like, Dad, let's go to the gym. Let's go outside and play basketball. He's always wanting to move and exert his energy. He's very fiery. And Leo energy is also playful, so you can think about how during this month, while the sun is in Leo, from July 22nd to August 22nd, you can find ways to bring more joy into your life. What are things that make you happy and excited? Now, shortly after the sun went into Leo, he opposed Pluto. This basically intensified whatever shit came up that you were thinking about during Cancer season. The sun opposing Pluto means that you have some unfinished business to attend to. Remember that we just had a Capricorn full moon shining light on an issue you've been hiding and being dishonest with yourself about. We're still in the full moon phase. We will be for another 2 weeks as the moon is waning before she becomes new again. So I'm going to take you back to the full moon and remind you that whatever came up, whatever you identified and acknowledged, is not going away and still needs to be addressed. This is now the time to close it out. I did full moon horoscopes for every single sign, so you can go back and listen for your sun, moon, and rising to get a better picture of what you're being called to do, what it's time to let go of and leave behind, and how you can best move forward. I'll leave that video in the pinned comments down below. But Leo energy is fixed fire, which means it sustains energy. Fixed signs hold the energy. Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, they can be stuck and stubborn. But that's not always a bad thing, because once they make their minds up about something, they have the ability to stick with it for the long haul and commit to achieving the goal. During Leo season, you have the support to commit to doing the work brought up to you by the full moon, reiterated when the sun opposed Pluto. That was like, okay, you feel the energy shift, you're gaining momentum, you have more insight, gain more clarity, and like Kamala Harris is saying, now it's go time, let's go. We currently have the sun, Venus, and Mercury all in Leo, which is creating alignment with our sense of self, that's the sun, our values, that's Venus, and what you're thinking about doing is Mercury. You want your values and who you think you are to align with the actions you take. On Thursday the 25th, Mercury is moving into Virgo, and he'll stay there for the next few weeks. This can be great for planning out how you're going to take action. What steps do you need to take? Who do you need to talk to? Plan, strategize. Also on Thursday, the sun will sextile Mars. There's going to be an opportunity for you to take action on this in some way. Do what you can now, because by the end of the next week, Mercury will be retrograde, and you don't want to start anything new during the time Mercury is retrograde. Of course, I'll talk more about Mercury retrograde and what that means for you as we get closer to it. But for now, before that actually happens, this week, we need to be taking action steps. All right, let's pull a card. I'm going to be pulling from my favorite deck, the Modern Witch Tarot. And as always, I'm going to be reading the interpretation from the Ultimate Guide to Tarot Meanings, or as I like to say, the Big Bitty Book. In the description box down below, there are links where you can purchase both the Modern Witch Tarot deck and the Ultimate Guidebook. If you plan on purchasing them, please use the links that I've provided so I can get a couple of pennies from Amazon. All right, what do we need to know this week and throughout Leo season? What do we need to keep in mind for our highest good? Ooh, I pulled the Five of Pentacles, and on the bottom, I have the Eight of Cups. So the Five of Pentacles is about having a lack mindset. You can see these two people here are walking outside in a snowstorm, and they're cold and they don't know where they're going. But if they were just able to look up and see something from a different perspective, they can see that there's a church right in front of them with lit windows where they can seek refuge from the storm. They're too focused on the bad that they're unable to see the light. That's the Five of Pentacles. What are you focused on? There's something that you're dealing with where you might be feeling isolated and alone. And you might feel like you have nowhere to go or no one to talk to or no one to turn to. But the Five of Pentacles is reminding you that help is closer than you think, and that there are people and resources where you can seek help. You might just be too focused on your problems to actively pursue a solution. Another thing that the Five of Pentacles can bring up is like this comparison type mindset. I also talked about this during the Capricorn full moon reading, which again, that video is linked in the pinned comments down below. But it can be about not being grateful for what you have, looking to what others have and comparing yourself and your situation to other people, instead of focusing on what you have. What are the good things in your life? What are ways that you can create joy? And if you're not getting that, if you're not getting there to that level, maybe there's something that you need to let go of. That brings me to the Eight of Cups. This is the card on the bottom of the deck, and the card on the bottom of the deck is kind of what is going on internally inside you that you may not see, or it's in your subconscious, like you just think about it in the back of your mind. So the Eight of Cups can symbolize the need to leave something behind. You see this girl, she's walking away, leaving all these cups behind her. So this is about finishing up that full moon story, wrapping it up, closing out the chapter. This is also about the sun's opposition to Pluto. Both the sun opposite Pluto and the full moon kind of go hand in hand. This is your work for this week, is to figure out, why is your current mindset stuck in this place of feeling like you have no other options? Why are you settling in your relationship? Or why do you continue to work on this project and put effort and time into it and it's not going anywhere? It no longer fills you up, no longer fills your cups. You need to consider letting it go. Eight of Cups. You have to leave something behind. There's something that needs releasing. There's something that needs for you to say, I've been washing my hands of it, I'm done with it, it no longer fills me up, it no longer brings me joy, I don't want this for my life anymore, I no longer want this to be my path forward. You're gonna forge a new path forward. It starts with doing the internal work. I actually don't think I need to read from Biddy this week. I think I said everything that needs to be said. Well, I hope that was helpful and brought you some insight on what to expect this week. Please comment and let me know if anything we talked about resonated, or if you have a story to share about how you're seeing the energy show up for you. I love to see the astrology in action, and we'll definitely read and respond to all comments. Please don't leave without hitting that subscribe button. And if you'd like to book a personal reading to dive into your specific story, you can do so at my website, mtysastrology.com. While you're there, don't forget to pick up a copy of my free ebook, Everyday Guide to Parenting Children by Their Moon Sign, because we know, as above, so below. See you next time.